y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's not Christmas when y'all watching this, but it's actually Christmas today, so merry Christmas, you guys. I missed you. I'm actually really excited to record this video because this video is, I'm not gonna say it's long overdue because I graduated last year around this time, but I just have a lot to share with y'all as far as like advice, and this is just a video that I'm very passionate about, and I just wanted to make in order to help people. So if you are a recent college graduate, or you're graduating college soon, or you just feel like this is something interesting or something you can or may be able to relate to, keep watching. Alright y'all, so let me give you a little bit of a backstory on me. So in college I've always been like very busy, very active, and even prior to college, high school, middle school, I've always been like the kid in many activities. I've always been like just someone who's always busy, and that's just how I am. Like, I love being busy, like it's my thing. So when I'm not busy, it hurts me. So my senior year, I actually decided that my last semester I did not want to be in any extracurricular activities. Why? Because I wanted to focus on myself, focus on my career and life after college. So I did work. I worked a part-time job on campus, but that was pretty much my only thing. Like, I would help my outside organizations that I was a part of every now and then, but as far as like serving on an executive board and like being very active, I didn't want to do that because I just wanted to focus on life after graduation. So that last semester I was applying for jobs like crazy, y'all. I remember I applied to jobs in LA, especially in Atlanta, because at that point I knew in my heart that I wanted to live in Atlanta. Atlanta was where I needed to be. Like, that was just the city for me. Nobody could tell me otherwise. Period, point blank, punto. But I was not getting any calls back, y'all. I was applying for big places. Like, I was applying for Fenty, for L'Oreal, at their headquarters in New York. Like, your girl had big dreams. Like, I knew, and I still do. I'm not saying like that I'm not downplaying myself at all, but I'm just saying these were the type of places that I was applying to and I was working at. So when I wasn't getting the calls back, I was kind of getting like a little discouraged, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm applying, I feel like my resume is pretty good for what I want to do. Why am I not getting these calls back? So I began to get like a little bit worried, but I'm still keeping in mind that I'm still in school. Like, I'm good as long as I'm still in school, and I have time. That's what I'm thinking. I have time as long as I'm not graduated without a job. Like, I'm good. So I started applying to some local places, like places in Orlando and Tampa and places like that. So my luck got a little better as the weeks went by, and I got some job interviews in Orlando. So I actually went to Orlando for a weekend, and I had 2 interviews scheduled back to back. So this is a warning I want to tell y'all, which you need to do your research. These interviews that I traveled all the way from Fort Myers to Orlando for were BS. Like, these were some bootleg startup companies, startup marketing companies, because that was the realm I wanted to focus in, marketing and social media. So I went to these little interviews in some empty offices with no paint on the walls because I did not do my research. So after I left, I was just like, what a waste of my time. I drove all the way over here for that. Of course they want to call me back for a second interview, but I'm not driving up here because you want to work for like a reputable company. If you want to work for a startup, that's cool and all, but me, that's not what I wanted. So I didn't pursue that. But that's just one thing I would say to look out for. Do your research before y'all go on these interviews. Definitely use Glassdoor as a tool. So graduation date is approaching, y'all. My graduation date was December 16th, 2018. So graduation date is approaching, and I'm like, okay, I don't have a job. Graduation is like right around the corner. What am I gonna do? And the anxiety is kicking in because everyone's question when you're graduating is,
oh, what are you doing after college? Do you have a job yet? What are you doing? Are you going back home? Are you this? Are you that?
My number one fear was telling them I don't know, which was my answer for everything. Like, I'm actually not sure yet. I feel like that's the worst thing to ask a college graduate. Don't ask them what they're doing after graduation. Like, that's not a good question. That's actually a question that prompts a lot of anxiety and fear in a college graduate's heart. So don't ask them that. What are you doing after graduation? Don't ask them if they're moving back home. Like, don't ask them that. If they want to tell you, they'll tell you, but just don't ask that, okay? Mind your business. I started to tell myself, like, okay, sis, you need to enjoy your graduation. You only get this moment once. Well, me, at this point in my life, I didn't really plan on going back to school. So I'm like, sis, you only graduating once. You need to focus on, like, being happy and enjoying this moment right now. Don't worry about, like, don't fear the future. Like, just live in the present right now. So I gave myself, like, a little bit of a break, and I just let myself enjoy the fact that I'm accomplishing a goal. Like, I'm graduating. So I let myself have my little moment. But after I graduated, I was having a graduation party the next week at my home in Broward. So I'm in Broward and I get a phone call for a job opportunity. And this job opportunity, I'm in the car with my friend Carlton. I'm taking him to the airport so he can go to Jamaica because he slept at my house that night. So I'm driving him to the airport. These people call me, y'all. I applied to so many jobs. I don't even know who these people were. I was just happy they were calling. So sis calls me and she's like, oh, we want to offer you this opportunity. She wanted to do a Skype interview because she was in another state. So she was asking me if I was interested, but the job was for Fort Myers. Like, I would have had to stay in Fort Myers. And if you lived in Fort Myers or you know about Fort Myers, don't nobody want to stay in Fort Myers, okay? Ain't nothing going on in Fort Myers. Ain't nobody in Fort Myers, like, unless you there for college. Like, I wasn't really trying to stay in Fort Myers, but to me at that moment, it was like anything was better than staying home, just so I didn't have to tell people I was staying home. So they paid really well, but they wanted me to travel. Like, I would have to drive a lot, which I don't like to do. Like, I don't like driving. And it was a little bit of marketing, but it wasn't so much social media. It was more of like, I don't want to tell what the job, I'll tell what the job was. They wanted me to go to different car dealerships and promote an app. I would be working for the company who runs the app, and I would be promoting the app in order for the car dealerships to get the app or buy the app for their car dealerships. But it wasn't like a commission type of job or anything. It was a salary paying job with benefits and everything. But I would just be you know, convincing these dealerships to start using the app for to sell more cars, basically. And I was considering it, but your girl didn't want to stay in Fort Myers, so that was a flop. But I'm not gonna say it was a flop because at that point I really wanted a job, and I really wanted to be able to say, like, I had a job. But I knew in my heart that something was telling me, like, this isn't right for you. Like, I feel like I know when something is for me, because God speaks to me. Like, God, I could feel it. Like, you know how you had that feeling, like, when something is for you, you don't hesitate at all. Like, there's no bad bone in your body. Like, there's nothing bad about it. But I was just having too many, like, doubts about it, and that's how I knew, like, it wasn't something God wanted for me. The money was good, y'all. It was paying pretty good, especially for someone who was just exiting college. But I don't know, I still turned it down, and that was like on faith, because I had absolutely nothing lined up. After my party, that's when, like, it really started settling in. Like, the first week home, you know, it's cool, you know, your parents going to work and you just chilling, like, not doing nothing. But when that becomes repetitive, your parents coming from work, you not really doing nothing, you going home, waking up, watching TV all day, going to sleep. Like, I started to feel like a bum. I started to feel like literally horrible. Like, I felt like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why am I sitting watching TV all day, not really doing nothing? I was recording videos here and there for y'all, but y'all would never notice how, like, depressed I was. I was really depressed to the point to where, like, my parents were really worried about me, because I never, as I explained to y'all in the beginning, I've always been a busy girl, like, always doing stuff, always involved in stuff from having that lifestyle all your life to completely doing nothing, that was just like a really big, that I was shook. Like, that shook me. Like, that kind of turned my world like completely upside down, because I just felt like I had no purpose, and that was so scary to me. Like, it was so scary from going to carrying the world on my back, doing everything, to completely doing and having nothing. I started working a job, and I'm not going to tell what that job was, but I started working a job, but it was just that. It was a job. It wasn't like, it wasn't the job of my dreams for sure. It wasn't, it was something that it wasn't something I liked or I loved. It was just something that I was cool with doing, like, in the meantime. But throughout that experience, I was still like applying for my dream jobs, like opportunities that I know I would love, but I still wasn't like where I wanted to be. I was considering going down like a teaching route, but y'all, I was so close. My parents wanted me to become a teacher. My parents was like, do it, do it. My old high school teachers were like, do it, I'll help you. Being a teacher, it was comfortable. Like, it felt like something that would be easy for me, and it felt like something I would be comfortable in. And that's what scared me, because I did not want to be comfortable. Because I know once you get comfortable, especially in a job, I'll be 40 and I'll be looking back like, my worst fear was being like some of my old teachers, where they majored in something in college, like broadcast. I had a lot of teachers, because I've gone to magnet schools for broadcast communications. They wanted to be news anchors and they didn't make it, so they became teachers, and they were miserable. And I never wanted to be that teacher. Like, if I taught, I wanted to teach because it was my passion. So I didn't do that. But when I tell y'all how close I was to becoming a teacher, I was that close. But throughout like that job that I was doing, I was applying for so many jobs, you guys. And I applied for this specific job that I have right now on LinkedIn. You guys, when I tell you, I think the day after, it's either the day after or 2 days after I applied for that job, I got a call from my current manager to come in for an interview. And y'all kind of know, y'all saw me get ready for the second interview, and the title for that was, oh, get ready with me for my dream job interview, yada yada yada. If you know, you know. If you saw it, I love you. That interview process for my current job was like, it was heart-wrenching, because when I tell y'all, it was the perfect job for me. Everything about it was exactly what I wanted in my job. I wanted to do what I love to do, which is record, which is edit, which is be involved in social media, which is it's a lot of stuff that, like, if you know me personally, you know it's just like the perfect job and opportunity for me. And my stomach was hurting throughout the interview process. I was doing everything I could, y'all. I was like following up with an email. I was pulling all the interview tricks, which I can get into in like another video. But I was so passionate, and I knew I wanted that job. Like, I knew that this job was, I knew God ordained it for me. Like, it might sound a little cheesy or a little corny, but I went without working. I'm not gonna say without working, because I was working a little temporary job, but I don't consider that like working. I was without a job, not really, but really, for 7 months, y'all. 7 months after graduation, and I get an opportunity, a job interview for something that is completely what I've been praying God for months, since I graduated, or since before I graduated. I get the perfect opportunity for me, and I'm not gonna get it. No, I was pulling out all the tricks. I was making sure I secured that job, y'all, and by the grace of God, I did. But I just wanted to say that to say this: when you know, you know. I did not, unlike the phone interview with the lady who offered me that job, I had no bit of hesitation about this job. This was like everything that I asked for. Every single thing that I asked for, like flexibility, what I would be doing every day. It was everything. Let me go back and slow down. I just want to give y'all advice. Give advice to, I have a couple of friends who just graduated college that this applies to. Even y'all, if you're watching this and you just graduated, or you graduated next semester, or you graduated last year and you feel what I'm saying, here's my advice to you, and I made sure I wrote this down because I know the position y'all are probably in right now, and it sucks. It hurts. You probably crying every day. You probably feeling like, what am I doing? Am I gonna have to move back home? Let me tell y'all something. I moved back home. I live home now. Like, I don't care, and I am not ashamed or afraid to say it. I love living home. It's free. But not only that, like, I get for some people, like, living home is not the ideal situation, but for me, there's nothing that I can't do here that I would do. I don't know, am I saying that right? There's nothing that I can't do here at home that I wouldn't do if I had, like, I would do if I had my own place. Am I making sense? Like, it's not a bad thing for me to be here because I love being here. Like, my mama cooked for me. Like, I'm not paying no bills in the house. Like, I do exactly what I want to do if I live somewhere else. And my other thing is, I really want to buy a house. I get some people, like, don't want to buy a house, but if I moved into an apartment, which I can move into an apartment if I want to, if I did, my goal of buying a house would be prolonged. I honestly don't feel like I would ever buy a house. Like, if I had to pay bills in an apartment, there's no way I would be able to stay what is that called, to save to buy a house. So I'm perfectly fine with staying home. I feel like the fear with people, like, living back home is all rooted in other people's opinions. Like, if y'all really take everyone's opinions out of this and think to yourself, what is the benefit of me staying home, and what is the benefit of me moving out and getting my own place? Like, I feel like that's what y'all need to do. Stop worrying about other people's opinions of you and worry about yourself. Because me, I love living home. I love when I come home and my mama cook for me. I love that. Like, I love that. Am I the only one? Listen, my advice to y'all is to trust God, and trusting God means to also trust his timing. You're not gonna get what you want to get when you want it, Sally. You're gonna get what you want to get when God is ready for you to get it. Like, when I tell y'all, my job was telling me how they were looking for someone that can do what I want, that can do what I do, for months. Me, I was looking for this job for months. Can y'all, I honestly believe if God would have given me this job when I wasn't ready, or when he wasn't ready, it would have never worked out. It's all about God's timing. God, when you are going through something and it feels like the struggle, and it feels like this is a rut that you can't get out of, you are in God's test. God is testing you, and you need to stay humble, you need to stay prayed up, and you need to have faith. Because yes, I could have gotten this job months ago, or maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe if I would have applied to it when they were looking, when I was looking, maybe I wouldn't have got it. Or maybe I would have got it, but I wouldn't have been in the same position that I am now. Or maybe the circumstances would have been different. I would never know. But what I do know here is, this is perfect timing. This is God's timing, and I don't know, what God has for you will always be for you. So trust God's timing, because he's not there. It might feel like he's leaving you, because I certainly felt like God was leaving me. Like, I was mad with God. I was pissed off with God, because I'm seeing all these people get these perfect job opportunities and moving to New York and moving to these amazing places, and me, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm working a job that I hate, or working a job that I'm not passionate about, when I feel like I should be getting that, God. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. No, you're getting what you're getting now because it's what God wants you to have. Or God doesn't feel that you're ready. Stay humble and stay prayed up. Next piece of advice. Don't worry about coming home. So what if you gotta move home? So what? Moving home can be horrible for some people. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, some people don't get along with their parents. Some people just can't live at home. Then y'all need to move out. But if you're focused on moving out because of other people's opinions, don't worry about that. Sometimes moving home is what you got to do to secure the bag for your future, or secure your future, secure the future for your family. Like, do what you gotta do. Like, don't worry about moving home. They paying bills. And sometimes people move home and still help their family pay bills. Like, everyone's circumstances and situation is different. My next piece of advice is to make a LinkedIn. Like, make a LinkedIn. It might feel stupid, or it might feel like, why do I have to make this? Why do I have to do this? But you need to take advantage of all of the resources out here. Without a LinkedIn, I would not have applied for my job. I would have never even seen my job opportunity that I love. I love my job. Like, if you know me, you know I love my job. Like, I love going to work. I don't think it's miserable to go to work every day because I love what I do. And that's not something that a lot of people can say. Apply. I mean, not apply. Make a LinkedIn. Because your job opportunity may not be on Indeed, or it may not be on the company website. Because my job opportunity surprisingly wasn't on the company website, but it was on LinkedIn. So take advantage of all the resources out there. Next advice, which is extremely important, please take up a trade. I don't care if you are college educated, if you have 2 master's degree and a doctorate on the way, take up a trade. Because that trade can help you while you are applying for your dream job. Me, without my trade, y'all, I don't think I would be as valuable to my job as I am now. A lot of companies look for, no, not a lot of companies, every company looks for people who have what is that called, who have skills. Duh, like skills. They want you to have skills. What do you bring to the table other than your education? What do you bring to the table other than your personality? People want to see that you know how to do stuff. What sets you apart from another person or another candidate can be your trade. Last piece of advice is to know what you want, never settle, and to do your research, y'all. Know what you want. Ain't no such thing as, oh, I kind of want to do this, I kind of want to do that. No. Know what you want. Know what you want, because you need a goal in order to work towards that goal, right? Know what you want and do your research. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to get there. I'm telling y'all, I had no idea how to get there. I was messaging people, I was connecting with people on LinkedIn who were doing exactly what I wanted to do and asking them for advice. I messaged like 50 people, and a lot of those people never messaged me back, but there was one that did. She ain't really helped me that much, but oh no, it was one guy that actually really did help me. So there's a goal I'm trying to accomplish by the time I turn a certain age, and I want to be in that position. So I connected with people on LinkedIn who are already in that position, and I asked them, how do I get to where you are? I really love where you are, and I think the position you have is amazing, and what you do for your company is amazing. Please give me some advice. Tell me what you would do at my age. Tell me what you did at my age. Tell me the mistakes you made. Connect with people. Find a mentor. I'm still trying to find a mentor, and finding a mentor is not something that I take lightly. If I consider you a mentor, I trust you, I respect you, and y'all, I've been trying to find a mentor for a year now, and I could not find one, and that's still like a goal of mine for next year. Find a mentor. Connect with people on LinkedIn who are going the places where you want to be. Connect with people who may be in the same position as you, but what you really want to do is connect with people who are in your goal position. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Know what you want to do and do your research and find out what it takes to get there. Make a 10-year plan, make a 5-year plan, make a 1-year plan, and every year see if you've accomplished those goals on your plan. Y'all, within a year, I graduated December 16th, 2018. Today is December 25th, 2019. Within a year, my life has done a complete 180, y'all. And last year at this point, I was depressed. I was crying all the time. I thought God abandoned me and forgot about me, and I really thought I was going to be living a regular, comfortable life. And to me, that is my #1 fear, is to be regular and to be stuck and to be somewhere where I feel like I'm growing old and not accomplishing anything. Y'all, my life has done a complete 180, and it's all because of God. All glory to God. I always give him all the glory and all the honor and all the praise, because if you know me and you know my story, I'm not supposed to be here right now. Like, I'm really not. And it's all because of God, and I'm so thankful. So please, if you are in my position, or you are graduating soon and you're finding yourself getting in the middle of a rut, just trust God, y'all. Follow what I'm saying in this video. Trust God and put him first in everything that you do, and trust me, he will never forsake you. Y'all got an Apple Watch for Christmas. Shout out to my daddy. Alright, y'all, that is the end of this video. I hope I helped. Like, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, but most importantly, I hoped it helped at least one person. And if you know anyone graduating, send them this video. If you know someone who you think may be feeling like you see signs of depression or anything, send them this video. But the scary part is, a lot of people close to me didn't even know how depressed I was. Like, my family, they only knew because they saw me every day. But when I was depressed in college, I don't think my family really knew like that. So just check on your strong friends. Check on people who y'all haven't heard from in a little minute, because depression is real, y'all, especially for college graduates. I know people who graduated a year, 2, 3 years ago and who are still facing post-grad depression. So check on them, y'all. Check on them. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I need to be taking out my hair soon. Y'all come help me take out my hair. I'm gonna send out my address, okay? All right, bye. Bye, y'all. Love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.
Do you wanna roll with me? I'm a go-getter, baby, you can go with me. When I'm feeling down, I teach you how to hold on me. When I tell you pay attention, you gon' listen.